All right, party people, welcome back to another episode of Chronicles of Darkness, where we join our merry monsters in their, you could call them adventures, but I feel like it's more like surviving getting shot at.
Misandry.
And we are the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or...
Cast.
Thank you, guys. It was nice that I finally got a good one.
You set us up so well for once.
Anyway, so last time we were with the Merry Monsters. Does anyone want to talk about that? Or I can do it. I know we all hate doing recaps, so it's fine.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
We had an absolute phenomenal night to start as Ruby led us through the much-awaited Pact Ritual, which was very emotionally moving as she gave us each our roles within the pack. And that led to some inadvertent drama that we all handled like a pack, like we were supposed to, earning the favor of a spirit that is now our pack spirit. From there, we ended up getting to clear Solomon's name with the Prince of Chicago as we called off Angel at the last minute over a cell phone while she was playing Risk with Hunter. And I believe at the end of the episode, we kind of came together as a group, having faced all of our most present and, most pressing demons before returning to try to recoup for the morrow.
And for those who may have been confused the last episode, Tiana was always there. You just weren't paying attention.
Go back and watch him. You'll see.
Yeah. Tiana has always been there.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you don't see her, you're just not paying attention.
Go back, rewatch all of the, watch all of the videos, get our view count up, comment on a few of them if you can find her, and then come back and watch this episode.
And then send us on the video if you can find her.
Yeah, comment here and tag the timestamps if you can.
And then send us $30 over Patreon, and we'll give you the timestamps.
It's too far. We almost had him. That was too far.
So you almost had me, but
Jack is just not going to comment on whether Tiana was here in the past or not.
Anyway, so we're waking up the next day. I mean, none of you have jobs, so I don't know when you guys decide to wake up, seeing as you guys were out till sunrise last night. So
I have a job.
In the morning.
You don't really have a job.
Dell's employment is kind of contract / at will /
You have a couple text messages from missing shifts at the DoubleTree, but like they don't make a big deal about it.
You're so pretty that, you know.
It's just
Do I
kind of
really have to
glazes
sleep?
over.
I mean, you do now.
Okay.
But Jack, it's a lot of like, hey, Dell, if you can, you were supposed to be at work today. I mean, I understand you probably got something going on, but I mean, like, if you could just let us know when you're not going to show up, that way I can get a replacement, like it's just, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Like whatever you need to do. I understand you're busy, buddy. So.
And to those messages, Dell just responds one word like thank or sure or nah.
Just a K. Yeah.
Lowercase, no period.
Yep.
And your manager in his apartment leans back in his armchair, reaching a hand out to the life-size printed out photo of you, rubs it gently and goes, "Why can't I quit you?"
Not creepy at all.
I smell a side plot.
But have you guys slept together? Never mind.
Did we finish the recap?
Yeah, I believe that's everything. Tiana, Pact Ritual, Pain Spirits, turned into wolves, killed Pain Spirits, got in Uber, had very long conversation. Uber, worst night of Uber driver's life.
We tipped really
him
well.
He made bank.
Ruby paid him well.
Went to aquarium, dealt with Prince, and then went home. Yeah, I believe that was everything.
I never called Funk back, did I?
No, but I'm pretty sure they'll contact Funk through their normal channels.
Let him stew a bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
He literally
and if
lives
he's
in a
not
sewer.
dead,
Like
like
stewing his own funk.
Let him stew about it.
Anyway, so when is everybody waking up? Just kind of like give me a rundown of what everybody's doing.
4:00 in the morning.
Okay, so you didn't go to bed.
Every single day. Yep.
Solid noon.
Make a stamina roll, Mark. Like I want to see.
Just straight stamina.
You can add composure because you are a composed man. You have a good composure, don't you?
I have a 3 composure.
Okay, so better.
I got a 1.
1. Well, you only need 1 success, so you wake up and are annoyingly not affected by not sleeping.
All coffee.
So you gently close your door at 3:30 a.m. and then open the door at 4 a.m. to see Jack going to pass out on the couch.
oh, good morning.
Good morning. You want some coffee?
I'm gonna lay down.
Okay.
I'm gonna look back at the bar. Is me still there?
No.
Okay. We should talk when I get up. But yeah.
All right. How long do you think that'll be?
I don't. And I kind of stammer as I shuffle over there, getting used to both being alive again and to Britannica having to be in a body that needs more care than the previous ones have, and just kind of shuffle into a blanket on the couch and curl up.
I'll make myself coffee and then keep it the full pot on for whoever else wakes up next.
I don't think anyone else is waking up for several hours.
I probably wake up at like 6 and then have another drink and then go back to bed.
In Owen's mind, like everyone wakes up around 5. He's just in his room at the time.
I'm gonna say like 11 a.m. is probably like enough sleeping and snoring and being away from everybody that Dell's like, all right, let's do this.
Whenever conversation happens in the main room is when I would wake up.
All right. So we have an 11. We have a wake up at 6, go back to bed. I assume wake up around 11. So we're just going to skip ahead to around 11. Do you want to do anything during that time, Mark?
I'd probably be reading, maybe do some crosswords. Nothing major.
What do you read?
I reread all of the volumes of my library. Very incrementally, starting from 1.
I don't know if you have enough time. Go ahead and just give me a straight...
Well, no. I just like continually do it. It's not like in one night.
Give me a D10 roll.
10.
10? All right. Roll it again.
A 10.
Roll it again.
Come on. A 6.
A 6. You find... you're reading through your copy of Midsummer's Night's Dream because you think that book is hilarious. You're rereading through it, and you notice in the margins that you had written a couple notes to yourself about the current situation because you had went to the book when you found out about Titania and Oberon, and you're like, well, if they're choosing those names, there might be some secrets in a book about them that they're like calling reference to. And you notice in the margins that you have written in Tiana =, Tatiana ? And like a couple other notes that make absolutely no sense.
Okay. I'll close the book and go to my like little writing pad on my desk and just like start writing down my thoughts. Like, why would Tanya be Titania? And just like kind of go from there, just stream of consciousness, trying to figure it out.
Okay. You don't really get anywhere because, I mean, you've known Tiana your entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, she's your sister. So, like, you know she's not a changeling. She's a vampire. So you can assume that first night in the apartment, you got super drunk with everybody. Maybe you just like got the names wrong. Because I mean, Tiana and Tanya are so close that maybe.
Okay.
All right. So it's now 11 a.m.
Kick open the door. Oh! Good morning.
Jack, that
startles up on the couch.
There is a loud groan from Dell's room, and you hear a muffled, "Still not used to that."
I hope you never get used to it.
Is there coffee left?
I'll make another batch. This one is a little cold. I'll pour it out.
I open the door. 2, please.
All right.
I'm very, very, very muffled. 3 from inside Clay's door. And it sounds like Clay is attempting to pull him up his door. Like he passed out as soon as he closed the door onto his floor. So he's using the handle of his door and pressing up against the door, attempting to scramble up.
There's a knock at your door.
Oh.
Mine?
At the apartment
At the main door.
I was halfway through reaching into my jacket pocket to pull out fresh ground coffee, so it was good timing. Put that back.
I open the door.
It's Hunter there, and he has 2 drink carriers filled with Starbucks.
As I see that, I walk over to Solomon's door, and I just open the bedroom door.
Perfect timing as always.
I'm sitting on the floor because I fell back over.
Guess I'll pour this one out too. Thanks. No. Nice to see you, Hunter.
He literally just knocked. You did not have time to actually make the coffee. Unless you were using time stuff just to be petty.
Yes, I was.
So much pettiness.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind not pouring, can I just have what?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Don't worry, Jack. I got your favorite. He kind of puts your drink in your hand.
And I'll set it on the counter. Thank you so much. And then pour myself a cup out of the other one and set it back.
Hunter tries not to be offended by that.
No sense in wasting anything, you know?
All right. He hands Ruby's hers, and then he pulls out of his jacket pocket a white bag, and he's like, and also this.
Ooh,
Ruby, remember what? Sorry, go ahead.
It's one of Frosty's bacon-filled donuts, so it's a donut with hot bacon on the inside instead of jelly.
Just one.
Come on. I only have 2 hands.
I eat it as quickly as possible before anyone else can see what it is.
All right.
Oh, never mind.
Is Solomon awake yet?
Oh yeah,
early, brother.
Stumbled out his door.
Solomon, he pulls 2 tiny little airport bottles of whiskey out of his pocket and tosses it to you.
Oh, God love you.
All right. I came over this morning because I realize I've never really played Risk with Angel before, and I would like to know what's going on.
Dell is going to walk over to the coffee pot and pick it up, see if there's any left, and then look at Hunter and look back at the coffee pot and set it down.
Dell, I have an extra.
He had a drink for you, Dell.
Oh, we did. Good.
He brought one for everybody.
Oh, neat. Okay, in that case, Dell's going to grab his drink and just kind of lean against the doorway from the hall or lean somewhere fashionably as he sips his drink.
Dell, for yours, I asked the barista if she knew you. She said yes, and she knew exactly what you ordered. It was a little obsessive, honestly, because she started asking me a bunch of questions about you. You should probably stop going to that coffee shop.
I'm going to take a sip and go, no. I'm just going to go there every day.
Owen, we haven't known each other very long, so I just got you black. I hope that's okay.
For the future, dirty chai, but thank you.
Solomon, do you want to fill him in?
Sure. Give me a second. And I crack both of the airline whiskeys and drink those.
As he does that, feeling like the compulsion hit me, I'm just going to go, I mean, you basically saved his life.
I drink about a third of my coffee, go over to the bar, pour some more whiskey into the coffee, and then say, basically.
Wait, saved my life?
No, you saved Solomon's life, Hunter, last night.
Oh, I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I guess that means you owe me now. Because we were even, and now I've saved your life, so... Which brings me to my next point of conversation as he pulls manila folders out of his jacket pocket and spreads them out on the counter.
Uh-huh.
Paperwork, so sexy.
Oh, no, not paperwork. Nothing as boring as that. I have a guy who caught him cheating on his wife. He does all my paperwork. Anyway.
How is Mark, by the way?
Oh, he's great, you know. Still deathly afraid I'm going to out him to his wife, but, you know, it is what it is. I came over to find out about the angel thing and then try and find a way to get you ingratiated to where you help me with my next case. So let's get started, shall we?
Is this a thing for all of us or just you two thing?
I mean, only Solomon owes me, but as his dearly loving brother, it would probably be in your best interest to make sure he doesn't die on this super dangerous case.
I guess as his brother, yes, I will stay.
Pat you on the back and down half my coffee.
And I am, of course, eternally in your debt after that donut.
Well, that's why I brought it. Jack, are you staying or going? Because technically me asking for your guys' help is not legal, and I know you're prickly on that kind of stuff.
I have nowhere else to be.
Oh, okay. Cool. All right. So you may have heard through the grapevine that there's a serial killer loose in Chicago.
Whoa.
Do we know this?
I mean, it's been kept from the public, but you guys always seem to know what's going on.
Is this a mortal serial killer, or are we talking supernatural?
Dolphins?
Well, I wouldn't have come here if I wasn't sure. I mean, if I was sure.
Dolphins.
Does the killer have a certain victim type? As Dell looks intrigued.
Not really, honestly. It seems to be all over the place, but we're calling it a serial killer because they all look like they went through a blender. And he kind of takes out some photos.
I think we might have some idea. How many victims did you say?
13.
13 victims.
What do you know?
All we know is that the situation is different, the scene is different, the MO seems to be the same, but we can't figure out motive and the psych profile on this is crazy because, I mean, our guys down at FBI, I mean, aside from some kind of tube creature that has teeth all the way down, there's really no explanation for the wounds even.
No, that's what it is.
So
it's a tube creature, teeth all the way down.
Well, a variation of that.
Okay, so this is definitely dolphins, and I should just turn this over to you completely, and then you guys give me the collar?
Yeah, probably.
Or do we need to pin this on like a child molester or something?
Well, I mean, it may end up that way, but we need to figure out who it is first.
We'll keep that option on the table.
So wait, I'm confused. Is it a horrible tube blender monster, or is it a person?
We think it's probably a person who somehow creates these horrible tube monsters.
Brings them over.
Okay.
Is there any connection amongst the victims?
No, I mean, like, honestly, we can't find a solid connection. That's why I assumed it had something to do with supernatural politics, because sometimes that's stuff we can't see.
Who were the victims?
Yeah, do you have a list?
The most notable are this guy, he was a federal court judge, and this gentleman, he was a human trafficker. Those are the two big ones. The rest of them are honestly just Tom, Dick, and Harry's. A laundromat owner, landlord.
Anything about the locations?
The only things dealing with the locations is strange black substance found at each site.
There's residue.
Just like the shed.
And
the shed aquarium?
Yeah.
Yes.
What happened at the shed aquarium?
Several of these things came over and tried to do what they could to remove some of us, but were unsuccessful.
Well, that would explain the sudden and quite prompt refurbishing that the shed aquarium is going through right now.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a beautiful remodel, trust me.
Hunter, any of these victims that you know of, did they exhibit any signs of dolphinism?
No. That's why I wasn't sure if this was something that would be up your alley or not. I was pretty sure it was a monster, but I thought maybe it was just a rampaging kind of thing, you know? We've dealt with that before. A contact that Angel, when I showed him to her last night, did say these two were werewolves, and he kind of pushes two biker-looking, kind of like mug shots. But I didn't think it was werewolves since the rest of them didn't seem to be connected in any way.
Do I recognize those two people?
Give me a politics plus intelligence roll. You're new to Chicago, so I don't know if you would know the werewolf packs.
Intelligence plus what?
Politics.
None. Nada.
That makes sense, though, because like I said, you don't really know the werewolves, so...
Looking at the names, do I recognize any of the names from like Concilium or Vale or...
Unfortunately, due to the secretive nature of your community, you wouldn't necessarily know their real names.
Yeah.
I'm going to approach the table. Hunter, did you say one of these victims was a human trafficker?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which one might that be?
Manny Torres. He dealt out of the Lower East Side and mostly in young teenage girls.
Does he have a crew of sorts, or do we know anything much about him? And I take my cell phone out and kind of take a picture of.
He takes he slides 3 of the other files. These were his known associates, but I tracked down that lead, and it seems like they were all just shocked to death. So it looks like the power play after the Manny died took care of them.
So you don't need these anymore, do you?
Well, they're dead, so no, I don't.
And after like a little bit of deliberation on Dell's face, I'm going to go to my room real quick and stash those files away.
Dell, I do need to put those back.
It's fine. Do we have any other?
No, Dell, you don't understand. I need to put those back. I can make copies for you. That's fine, but I need those back.
Could you please? It would be.
Yeah. You'll just owe me one for breaking several federal laws. But yeah, sure.
I mean, it sounds like it's not the first time. Then I'm going to go back to my room and pull the files back and take a picture of the front page of each of them as I hand them back.
I'll say I probably have like a scanner copier in my room.
Is our sister still asleep?
Yeah, it's daylight, so. You could wake her up, but you would have to put the blackout curtains up.
I'll go put down the blackout curtains.
I'll help.
Let's see if Sis maybe knows anything about this. I mean, she's got a whole nother angle than we do.
There's no reason to wake her up. Me and her have a bit of like a rocky past, Jack.
I mean, if you don't want to find the killer...
Well, you can show her the files after I leave. How about that?
So we do get to keep the files.
Well, not the ones you took. You can keep these ones, yes.
I'm sure you're lucky you're cute. I'm going to go back to helping with the blackout curtains.
I am super cute.
I pat you on the head. Yes, you are.
All right. Well, I guess since we're not sticking to my wishes, you guys will call me when you figure something out.
Was there anything else that we needed to know? I'm sorry. We just thought that this was paramount.
Well, I just thought you would want to ask me more questions, but apparently you want me out of the house, Jack, so I guess I'll go.
I haven't knocked.
All right. Well, before we get any more tense here, can you tell us anything else that's important that comes to mind?
All right. So I found one super tenuous connection to all of them.
Okay.
But it's not good.
What does that mean?
It can't be worse than human trafficker.
Well, checking some CCTV footage and getting some help from Angel, who seems to know everything. It's kind of annoying sometimes. She had pointed me in the right direction, and he pulls out like a little photo. This cab driver drove each one of the victims at one point, but nowhere near their deaths. And he has alibis for most of the deaths just from doing a cursory check without even interviewing him. So unless now that I know that there's a mortal and a monster aspect, maybe that's something to look into.
Have you talked to this cab driver?
Not yet. I don't really have anything I can pin on him. Like I said, I'm not even really supposed to know what I already know about him. So it'll take me another couple days to get the information in a way I can actually use in a criminal investigation.
And were you able to ascertain a name, address, anything of the sort?
Yeah, it's Carl Ripken. Single father, his kids 13, homeschooled. They live near the Loop.
13 kids, or his kids are 13?
His kid is 13.
Okay.
His background is clean.
100%. Not even a parking violation. The guy's squeaky clean.
Like too clean? Like he doesn't have history? Like maybe he just dropped out of the sky into the city?
No, I mean, he had a couple tickets that he got taken off his record, so not like scrubbed clean, but... Like I said, I had no reason to really suspect him until I started talking to you guys.
Right.
No.
I mean, we can see what we can find.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that we can put this to bed quick, because 13 deaths in just over 3 years is a lot for Chicago to keep under wraps.
I think that Tiana really might have some good insight on this.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later then. And he kind of picks up the 3 files that are unrelated to the case, grabs his coffee, and kind of leaves without saying anything.
Is it suspicious that he had other files with him or no?
No, it's the files that he showed Dell about the guys who were killed in the gang-related stuff, which are not connected to the case.
Got it.
And he brought them in case one of you recognized them as being part of the overall supernatural community, which they weren't. So.
Okay.
Well, that was weird.
Should I go tail this
Very weird.
Carl guy?
Maybe we speak to Tiana first, and then I would say it's probably not a bad idea. I mean, it's the only lead we have. Who wants to wake her up?
I will stamp on the ground 3 times.
The door kind of like flies open, half a rat in her hand. What? Do you know what time it is and how hard it is to stay awake at this time of day?
Oh, Hunter just dropped off some stuff for us, and we thought that you might be interested.
All right. At 7:45 p.m., we can talk about that.
We'll wake you up then.
Yes, you will. And one of you owes me half a pint. She like slowly, like staring daggers at all of you, just goes down into her thing.
She goes down. I'll say, really? With the rats? I mean, we have to find a more civilized way for her to feed.
Just so you guys know, since you guys haven't really done a lot of the vampire stuff, since she is an Ordo Dracul, she has specific powers to overcome some of her weaknesses. So to be honest, her being able to be awake during the day is something that she has tried to do for like most of her vampire life. So the fact that she just did that, like she could have stayed active, but it just costs her a lot. So to be woken up just to be told that Hunter was there and they have something that isn't pertinent, like, was very annoying for her.
I achieved all my goals today.
Solomon, do you have any connections that might know anything about these murders?
I mean, I can ask around if anyone's heard anything, but I'm not hopeful. I feel like I would have heard already.
Well, if the crimes are magic related, you do know an Inquisitor who you probably should check in with anyway.
The plan was to go to the Concilium.
Ruby, I can get you his address if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
I should probably check in at some point with the werewolf, one of the werewolf packs here, and maybe they'll know something since 2 members were killed.
Yeah, it seems that, so we know 2 confirmed werewolves were killed. We know 1 confirmed vampire was killed as a part of this hit. I know we don't recognize anyone else in those lists as being a part of the supernatural community, but it could be the case that they're targeting members of different allegiances.
They're targeting the supernatural specifically, or
perhaps. I think we need more information, but
I mean, Angel, I think, said before that she thought that it was a competition for her. It was another hitman that had placed a hit on the court, so perhaps the rest of these were hits as well. A hell of a way to do it.
Do we think that maybe the humans were to cover tracks or throw off anyone from the scent? And I kind of, as I say, scent gesture towards Ruby.
I mean, from the attack that we witnessed firsthand, I don't think that any tracks could have been left, but that's a good point. Maybe.
I mean, and if it's a hitman for the supernatural, there's nothing to say that they wouldn't take human clients too.
Yeah. I think Ruby's plan from before is probably the best option, is to tail this Carl and see what we see.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I guess I go get changed and then I leave to go do that. I just tell you guys to call me if anything comes up. And then my stalking begins.
I'd specifically tell you to, if you are able to, get like some hair or something somehow. without putting yourself in danger?
Oh, I'm a beautiful woman also. I think I can get some hair.
Just saying it.
We know he's single.
That's true.
Dell, do you want to take a shot at the werewolf pack stuff?
I'm thinking about it. I think I'm just gonna hang back for now and ponder more and see if Ruby comes back with anything that would convince me not to.
Okay.
As everyone leaves, as Ruby leaves to track Carl and Solomon leaves to go talk to the Concilium, I think I'd pull Jack aside and say, was there something you wanted to talk about this morning?
Yes. But I'm trying to organize my thoughts in a way that I don't break the pact that I have already. I had to take a certain action to ensure that Solomon could get through his recent troubles, and I think that the wave that caused in the world was corrupted, and I don't know what to do about that or how to fix it. There's something that is using the face of me as a child that seems to be trying to change the timeline.
This something is of Britannica's ilk.
I don't think so. No. It seems more powerful than that. I mean, perhaps a similar family line, but not, I don't know, beyond.
And what could they possibly want with our past? And to change anything there?
I haven't figured that out yet, but they showed up in memories already. They hurt both of you until I took the path that they wanted. I know that. And then after I made the pact to try to help Solomon, they showed up again right when everything else changed. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, but they're writing in the 11-year-old version of me and trying to accomplish something.
Britannica, was this entity present even when Jack was expired?
Yes, it was.
That's interesting. Well, anything with that kind of power is, I think, outside of my reach, and I could wait until I have more clout with King Oberyn and maybe ask his opinion of it. He, much more powerful than I, might have some idea of this being, but keep me posted, and if anything changes, I'd love to know it.
If
go ahead.
If 9-year-old B shows up, just be careful.
Okay.
All right, so what's everybody doing?
Bella's just kind of laying on the couch, going through his phone and fulfilling his social obligations of responding to people and just kind of keeping up his...
So really, he's just sending a bunch of one-word answers to a bunch of text messages he received?
A bunch of one-word answers, the occasional sounds good with a winky face. Yeah, stuff like
occasional
that.
Eggplant,
Yeah, the occasional eggplant emoji, the occasional couple fire emojis. Yep. Stuff like that. Every once in a while, there's a slight chuckle. Other than that, it's very mundane.
At one point, you guys see him pick up his shirt and he takes a thirst trap Instagram photo real quick. But kind of half-assed.
Takes it for his OnlyFans.
We think he would go to his room for that, but
Yeah.
No shame.
Oh, that's the advertisement.
All right, so that's what Dell's doing. Ruby, you said you were going after Carl, right?
Yeah, and en route, I will probably email Misty and ask her if she knows anybody in the werewolf community in Chicago that I can reach out to.
Who?
Wendy?
Oh,
Wendy?
your mom?
Yeah.
She kind of like texts you back. Is like, oh, we haven't heard from you.
Mom.
I mean, I would think I've been contacting them. Is this weird for her to say that?
Well, it's kind of like that kind of like mom, kind of you haven't texted her in 3 days and
Never call your mother.
and the first time you contact her, you're asking her about werewolf politics. So like, not like, how are you? I know I left you in a hairy, precarious situation where I called your loyalty into the pact that you've been in my entire life into question, but hey, could you help me out more?
Okay. Oh, sorry. I love you so much. Thank you for everything that you do for me. I hope you're doing okay. How are you? How is Miriam? Miriam? Yes. Okay.
Miriam and Wendy, those are your mothers.
I said Misty because I was like, anyway. I love you. P.S. I love you.
Great movie.
Put in the comments below how you feel about P.S. I Love You.
Are you a fan of Gerard Butler joints? This is not his best.
Last episode was Ben Affleck's best performance.
Wow. I'm going to tell him you said that. Anyway, so she doesn't really know any of the Chicago packs. She's pretty small time, even in her own pack, which is in the middle of rural Minnesota. So
it was really, you don't even call your mother. Oh, hey, dear. How you doing?
do you continue on to Carl's, or should we dip to somebody else real quick?
You can do to somebody else, but yeah, I'm heading to Carl's.
All right. What is Mark? What's your plan for the day?
Just wait for everyone to come around. I'll say, Jack, it's the weirdest thing. I don't usually believe in these things, but have you ever heard of the Mandela effect? It's where you think something's one way and then it turns out to be another.
That's half of how they get things done, I think.
Well, look at this. What do you make of this? And I'll show him the little note in the book. Tiana equals Titania.
So, Jack, you are at a crossroads because technically, due to your agreement, you are honor bound to change this text using your powers.
I have to change it. I can't just not react to it.
Well, because this is a clue that would lead to the discovery of your deal. Now, you could delude yourself and not change it.
How would I do that?
Well, you could just convince yourself that changing it would also lead to suspicion.
Well, because if I erase it, he's going to know they're his notes. He doesn't have anything crazy right now.
No, but your brother is a changeling.
No gaslighting.
If I erase it, then that's going to freak him out even more.
Yes, but that would just be clarity damage, which would then mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's a changeling. Shifting realities is something you could take advantage of.
I don't want to hurt him.
And you don't need to erase it per se. You just need to change the name that's written.
Our sisters, Tiana.
But if you used your
that
powers
makes sense. You said Tanya equals Titania. I thought that's what you had before.
No, it says Tiana equals Titania.
Tanya.
No, it's it.
Did you change it, Coulter?
Yeah.
It was Tiana.
Go ahead and give me a clarity roll, Mark. Just a minor one, because, like, again, you'd already kind of decided that you had miswritten it. So
not even 24 hours into our pack. Not even 24 hours.
How many how many dice? Like a one dicer?
Let's just do 3.
3. 2 successes.
But just mild damage, so just slashes, not X's.
Okay. Thoroughly confused, he's gonna just walk back in his room, close the door, and go through all of his notes again.
Just sitting alone on the couch. I'm so sorry.
So you're sitting on Dell?
It's a couch.
That Dell is sprawled out on.
Like taking his selfies.
Okay, I'll lean on the bar and have my sad moment.
Hank, what are you up to?
Solomon is still freaking out from almost being the subject of Angel's contract. And so Solomon is going to a bar. He's going to get shit-faced.
Middle of the day. What, Helena?
Doesn't he have to go to the Concilium? Yep. Is it better when you're drunk? Oh, I get it.
I don't know.
As you go to leave, I'm going to notice, where are you going?
Run some errands.
Oh, that doesn't sound so fun. You want any company?
Maybe in a little bit.
All right. Let me know.
Okay.
Back to.
All right.
I could go out.
Hank's off kidding. Huh?
I said I could go out, Dell.
Really? All right. Let's go. Where are you thinking?
Wherever you want to go.
Oh, I don't think we're there yet.
Where
you want to go?
Wherever you want to go, bud.
Well, somebody's going to the back door.
I don't know Chicago well. I just want to get out of the house.
It's pretty early, though. So, I mean, the party can't be that crazy.
Dell's going to go.
We're in Boys Town. You never know.
Dell's going to go to his closet and pull out a leather jacket with extra zippers and flashiness to it. And I'm going to say, all right, you're ready.
I will turn my jacket inside out to a leather jacket. Very plain.
Yeah. Oh.
What a cool trick.
Seemed
and then
appropriate.
Dell's going to lead him just to somewhere to eat first.
Okay. So you can take him to the back door or the siren song.
Out of Dell character, what's what?
Well, they're both sex clubs, so.
Okay. I said we were going to go get food first.
I know, but after the food is what I'm saying.
Are either of these ones the where I have my office at?
Back door is where your office is.
Really, it was just a bluff. Del just wanted to go get some food and then maybe to like a quiet dive bar just to talk to Jack, who he happened to save when he pulled people into his lair.
All right.
It was a bluff.
We'll switch over to Helena then. All right, Helena. So you take the train over to Carl's neighborhood. You come across kind of like a semi-rundown brownstone outside of the loop, and this is his address.
Okay. Is there a vehicle or is there a garage that I can't see into?
I mean, there's vehicles everywhere. It's a multi-story. It's like an apartment building, but like each floor is an apartment.
What apartment is he in?
You check the kind of like mailbox, kind of like where you push the button to call the different apartments, and you find Ripkin. He's on the 3rd floor.
I ring the buzzer.
You hear no one responds.
Okay. So I do a lap around the building just to kind of get a sense of all the exits. And then I pick a good spot where I can kind of blend into the shadows to watch as much of the exits as I can see. I don't know if there's a position where I can see all of them, but whatever the main one is, probably. Is there a parking garage?
No. It's just all street parking.
And I don't see any taxis.
Mm-mm. So you can assume he's probably not there.
Okay. Do I know what taxi company he works for?
No, you didn't get that information.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set up shop somewhere where I can be inconspicuous.
Well, so the building does have a fire escape. It would be very simple for your werewolfness to get up onto that fire escape and crawl up to the 3rd floor if you wanted. It's around like 1 in the afternoon on a weekday, so most people are probably gone. And the apartment below him is empty.
Oh. Can I have a beat if I go up there?
No, I'm just telling you what you can do. I'm not forcing you to do anything.
All right, let's go. You said the one below his building is not occupied, like no one lives there, or it's just empty?
Well, the little buzzer had no name attached to it, so that usually indicates that it's empty.
Okay, well, I surveil my surroundings and make sure I pick a good time where not many people seem to be looking at this fire escape. I go to the 2nd floor. Do I see furniture?
Give me a Dex plus stealth.
Can I use my stalking specialty?
100%. You are literally stalking prey right now.
Is it Arcana?
Artifacts?
Humanoid?
That's what I mean. Sorry.
Oh, I still only got 1, but 1 success.
Oh, wait, you only need 1, really. So the the apartment below him has cardboard up on the windows, but in one section the cardboard's kind of come loose, and you look in and there is no furniture.
Okay.
There's a lot of like trash and stuff like that.
Okay, I try to get inside.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Dex plus larceny roll.
I need to invest into some larceny, I think.
Well, if you're going to keep breaking into places.
Yeah.
I knew I should have gone with.
No, nothing.
All right. So your options are you can attempt to just break out the window, or you can move on.
Let's go to the 3rd floor and try to look into his apartment.
So you go up to the 3rd floor, and his apartment looks like a magazine.
Like perfect, immaculate?
Perfect, immaculate, like matching furniture. Almost too nice.
Okay.
And it looks relatively new. None of it looks particularly lived in.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna climb back down. I'm going to text Jack and Hunter and ask them if they know what cab company he works for.
Hunter comes back with the cab company's name, which is Cab Company.
Do I find that in my phone as having a location somewhere?
You want to go down to the cab company itself?
Yeah.
So the cab company is kind of like a national chain. They have it's like you kind of like pay for your taxi from them and all that stuff, but they don't have like an office in Chicago.
All right. I'm going to text everybody that what I found doesn't look like he actually lives here. I'm going to stay a couple hours, see if anything happens.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you that impression. He does live there. It just all looks brand new.
Which sounds like a front, but I mean, okay. I just text him what I've seen, and I'm going to hang out for a few hours, I think.
It just was not my intention to give you the impression that he doesn't live there. It's just that it's all very new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you were saying. I think just my first interpretation of that would be, it looks like this is a front, like nobody actually lives here. They just need this place. But I'll talk about that with the guys anyway.
Well, I'm saying like maybe there's like a water cup left out or something like that. Like it's obvious somebody's been there is what I'm trying to say. Like it's just the point I was trying to drive home is that all the furniture is brand new.
Got it.
New money.
All right. So you guys all got a text message.
I don't respond.
I would respond, how does a cab driver afford that? That being all caps. But no punctuation at the end.
It's just a guess, but if it's all new, this whole thing could be new. ...
When did all the murders occur? Like in the last month or?
No, it's been over the last 2 years from what Hunter said. But Angel, when she had mentioned a competitor in town, she had said that the competitor was relatively new.
Okay.
So skills that are getting turned into value recently.
So to Dell, who said, how can a cab driver afford that? I say, sex work on the side, your crowd, question mark?
I put a couple laughing emojis, one crying emoji, and say, could be, or he could be a runner. And then I'm going to send another text that's like, for the other assassin.
Definitely a possibility. I'll stick around for a couple hours and let you know if anything happens.
And then if I'm still eating food with Jack, I'm going to put my phone down and go, man, she's getting the fun.
I also, I'm going to try and call that cab company and see if I can request Carl.
Where are you going to request him pick him up? Outside of his apartment?
Well, I'm going to say I'm like setting it up for a different day in advance.
Okay. So
I'm see if I can request him. Like, I'm just trying to determine if he's working right now.
Yeah, they say, yeah, he's finishing up a fair right now. I could have him swing by after.
All right. Thank you so much. I'll call back.
I just need the address.
So, Dell, is this your usual joint? Picking at fries?
No, it's just quiet. Sometimes you just need some quiet.
I like quiet, yeah.
Are you okay? You seem frightened today.
We live in a very terrifying existence, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that you would have grown used to. I mean, I'm sorry that you came to or woke up in the cave, but I'm still putting all that together. But are you okay today, man?
I can't thank you enough for what you did. I mean, I kind of feel like I have been dropped into somebody else's life, but at least it's good to be here, you know? As far as the rest of it, I'm working out some stuff with Clay. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but there's something else that's trying to get some sort of goal that I don't really understand, but it's screwing with this whole timeline.
You can't outdrink him if that's what you're going for. It's not going to happen.
Jack, you see kind of like a flash of the child you holding bunny ears behind Dell's head and giving you the stink eye.
I'm just flat out looking right in the eye. What do you want me to do? I haven't broken any rules. I'm trying to play within these frames.
He's gone by the time Dell looks around.
Did Hunter put something in your drink? Is there anyone here? And I'm going to turn and like try to see if I can scope out any like family members.
There's a couple like weak-blooded, not full soups in the diner, but that's why you like this diner, because it's a normie diner.
I guess Hunter did give me the only thing that I haven't made myself today.
You didn't drink Hunter's drink. You put his aside and then drank coffee.
I said gave me. I didn't say consumed. I said gave me. I mean, I've just had water since I've been here.
All right, is something going to jump out and kill me? Because I don't think that's going to happen. That's why I like this place. And I swear to God, if this place gets ruined, I'll never forgive whatever ruins it.
Is it around at all?
Nope.
I think it was just making a point. Sorry if I made that weird.
Weird is subjective and a little abstract at this point in our lives, don't you say? And I kind of smack Jack on the back, but Dell is not a very broad man, so it's not.
Yeah.
Man.
French fry.
Ruby, you're still kind of staking out the apartment complex, right? Almost like not even 10 minutes after you asked after Carl, taxi kind of like pulls into the alley behind his building, kind of like parks up on the curb illegally, and he kind of like jumps out. And you notice that Carl Ripken is missing one of his arms, like his sleeve is taped up. And he like immediately goes and unlocks his building in a panic.
We'll just continue to observe and in a stealthy manner.
Where are you observing from?
I mean, outside of the building, ideally where I can see his windows, and the front where he parked.
All you can really see from that angle is you see him kind of like moving around in the apartment. You can't actually see him himself, and then nothing else. You would have to get closer.
I go check out his car.
Okay. It's a normal taxi cab. Like on the driver's side, there's like a little children's picture, like, you know, like you would hang on a fridge. He's hung on his, like where his airbag would deploy from. He's like put like a picture from his kid.
I write down the license plate number. And then I kind of go back with.
Oh, and probably his cab number too. That's all I was going to say.
Whatever identifying numbers would help me in the future. And then Oh, should I try and get in the trunk? No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna go back to where I was, and wait for him to come back out, I guess.
You notice him after some time has passed. He comes back out he like goes to the window of his third floor, and he's like desperately like kind of looking around. Could you give me a stealth check?
Is it just stealth, or do I add something to that? So
Dex as well, yeah.
Oh boy. Three.
Okay, so he looks around. He does not see you. And then he kind of like pulls all the blinds closed on his windows, and then like all the lights go off, and you then later see him come back out and get in his cab and drive off.
I tried to pursue him in my wolf form. No.
I mean, so you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
You're near downtown in Chicago. A dog without a leash, while it might not clock as werewolf, would probably cause problems eventually.
Okay. Instead of that, then I think I'm gonna try to climb back up to the third story, and this time try to get into his apartment.
Okay. So wits plus larceny.
Let me go ahead and pop a willpower on that one. Ah! No! All right. I'm going to text him that he came and went and looked really suspicious. I'm coming home.
You are strong enough to force the window. It would just break the lock.
I don't want it to look like I've broken it. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. All right.
Is there any chance of me pursuing him on foot? No, right?
I mean, like in the city, sure, but like eventually, like he's also like looking, so there's a much higher chance of you getting clocked and then him just working a normal work day and then being alerted to him being followed. I will tell you that would be the logic on that. Yes, you could follow him, but chances are that it dramatically raises your chances of getting caught. I will remind you, though, you were told that his child is homeschooled, and you did not see any children or any signs of children in the house.
Okay, good to know.
All right, anybody else?
Dell's going to decide that Jack probably should just go home and sleep and relax. So I'm going to, should we get back? We should probably get back.
All right. Mark, you're kind of like dealing with this whole Tiana thing in your room alone when there's a ping. You have a computer, I'm assuming?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a ping on your computer.
Okay. I look at it.
It is an email, but when you open the email, it's so photorealistic it almost seems like a scroll of parchment on your screen. Like you feel like you could reach out and like touch the paper. And it says, "Dear Vassal of Winter, it has recently come to my attention that an associate of yours has sought an audience with me. I wish for this audience to not happen, and I wish for this kind of thing to not happen in the future. If you truly are a child of Chicago and wish to remain here, I foresee it in your best interest to keep Ruby Hartsang from inquiring about me in the future." your queen, Titania.
Okay.
And it is technically not winter right now, so she is 100% your queen right now.
All right, I will.
And that's where we'll end this episode.
Since it's Carl, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I know it's a short episode, but behind the scenes we had some technical difficulties. So due to sleep schedules, we do have to kind of cut this one a little bit short. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you in the next video because we're not on Twitch anymore. So.
On Twitch yet.
Eventually.
Yes. But we will get around to coming up with a tagline someday.
Eventually.
Surely.
Someday.